As far as mental health spending, we're close to the bottom. I think we're generally low 40s in mental health spending. Public health spending, we're 50th in the nation. We're at the rock bottom in that. I mean, you mentioned education. We're usually around 42nd or so per capita in K-12. I suspect that goes up a little bit, probably around 40 or so this year. Higher education spending per capita, we're right at 44th. We'll probably go backwards this year. We'll probably be 44th, 46th in the nation there. So the problem, it's hard. It's hard to pinpoint where the problem is, right? I'm gonna go off on three things I believe are significant parts of the problem. I'm gonna say first off, and I know this is not necessarily popular to say, but I'll explain my rationale. I think term limits play into it. I think the fact that we have a General Assembly right now where the average stay of a legislator is 5 years, and we're dealing with a $27 billion budget, and you're turning the people over just like this. I mean, by 2018, over half the General Assembly, over half the House of Representatives will have less than 4 years experience. And that's problematic because, I mean, at the end of the day, we talk, I understand that term limits sound good on when we're talking about them in generalities, like, get rid of the career politicians. We hear the governor on his continuous quest to become president of the United States talk about career politicians all the time. Yeah. We're not career politicians in the state of Missouri, I can guarantee you that. I've got 8 years to serve in the House of Representatives. I could serve 8 years in the Senate. By the time you figure out what's going on, and truly figure out what's going on, you're kicked out the back door. And I understand, I'm not saying that I'm ignorant to what happens in Jefferson City. I'm learning every day, but there is a lot to learn. When we pass term limits, we really handed over the control to money, to special interests and lobbyists, because there's no longer that checks and balances really. Because the institutional knowledge inside the building is held by the lobbyists who've been there multiple decades.
Oh, right.
And there are many good lobbyists, but at the end of the day, they're paid by an interest to push their agenda. And oftentimes, the people with the most money get their legislation moving faster, whether it be through hiring the best lobbyist or this is, I'm not going to say people are breaking law, but I'm going to say pay-to-play happens. Yeah. And because we have such lax laws in the state of Missouri, pay-to-play does happen. The major campaign checks lead to legislation moving. I can say that without a doubt. And it's a problem because we get someone like Rex Sinkfield, who spent $30+ million in the state of Missouri on our elected politics. He pushed that Brownback tax cut in Kansas. His group was instrumental in that bill becoming law. He had multiple attempts. Senate Bill 509 was what he was able to get done here in Missouri in 2014, but he had multiple attempts at it.